Welcome to the Cunningham Piano Show, where we explore life between the keys. I'm your host, Hugh Sung, and I'm with a wonderful pianist, Kirk Reese. Kirk, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Hugh.
And in fact, I should thank you for hosting me, because we're actually in Parmer Hall at Messiah College's High Center for Worship and Performing Arts. What a gorgeous hall. This is amazing. This is pretty new, isn't it?
It is new. 2012, fall 2012, I believe, was the opening. And yeah, we're blessed. I could never get used to this. I still will walk in here and go, wow, that's right, we have this. So.
It's inspiring to see a music program that's new and vibrant, and it's so beautifully supported to inspire students. And what a privilege it must be to teach here.
It is indeed.
Wow. So tell me a little bit about what you bring to the music program here at Messiah College.
I'm the jazz faculty, and specifically jazz improvisation faculty. Wow. And I kind of came with a twofer. I was hired as jazz faculty, but I had also in my private studio been working with contemporary church music in my private studio.
And that's a really big growing field now, right?
It is indeed. So I have those two applied classes, and I also teach a class on American popular music here.
Wow,
so.
Interesting. Now, I know improvisation has had a long history. Bach was a master improviser, and I know many of my organist friends who work in high church services, they improvise all the time. And so you must be bringing an interesting perspective of the improvisation styles. I don't hear actually a lot of jazz in worship services. So is this a new thing? Or?
No, actually, Hugh, the jazz is separate, and that explores the jazz idiom pretty specifically. And then the praise and worship keyboarding, it is improvisational, because they're dealing with chord charts primarily rather than written music. And the jazz class is all instruments. Ironically, I have less pianists and more of the trumpet players and saxophonists, etc.
Well, we need to fix them.
Yes. And then the praise and worship keyboarding is all keyboardists, of course.
So tell us a little bit about your background, how you got started in music.
Okay. I had the child prodigy branding, whether it was justified or not, and my parents, they couldn't find a teacher for me because of my age. I was under 5.
Oh, wow, okay.
And I got a teacher. I was kind of her guinea pig. She was an Eastman grad, primarily an organist, I believe, but also experimented a lot with Suzuki and her own sort of blend.
And Suzuki was relatively new, I think you were telling me.
Yeah, this would have been late 70s.
How interesting.
No, early 70s, actually.
Okay.
And yeah, it was an experiment, ultimately. So, but it was great because I learned early on like how to really just listen to what I was playing. We talked about tone a lot. And she was all for me improvising. Wow. You know, I would make up little tunes and bring them in. And so she was really supportive of me as an improviser. And I understand there would have been other teachers who may not have been.
Sure. And I think that's so refreshing to hear that there's more. I'm hearing this in other schools as well, more of an emphasis on individual creativity, improvising, the creative mind, and really coming up with new original material. And this sounds like this is such a great place for that to happen.
Indeed it is.
So we have here an incredible piano that's actually part of Yamaha's premium piano tour, visiting some prestigious conservatories and music programs. It's so wonderful to have it here at Messiah College. This is the Yamaha CFX. This is the 9-foot Concert Grand, their penultimate piano, but in a Disklavier form. So it's not only concert piano, but also a Disklavier that can record and reproduce your playing. We're going to produce both an audio and a Disklavier version of your performance. What do you think of the piano?
Oh, it's wonderful, wonderful. It's my second or third opportunity to play on this instrument. Just phenomenal. Best instrument I've played on, period.
So tell us a little bit what you're going to play for us.
Well, consistent with being a jazz musician, I haven't completely decided yet. But I thought I would go with something more to explore the colors more, as opposed to what we call a chops type piece. I'm gonna play. I'm gonna play Black Orpheus, which was a show tune. And then maybe I'll play a little Vigot rhythm.
That sounds great. Okay, let's hear it on this
Excellent.
magnificent piano.
I'm looking forward to it, Hugh.
Kirk, I love how you brought out so many different, as you were saying, colors and textures, and it just felt like liquid. It's amazing, liquid sound. I love your touch on this DCFX. Thank you so much for that beautiful performance. And I'm so jealous. You just make this up on the spot, right?
Pretty much so, I guess.
Wow. So can you describe for the lay musician like me, I'm a classical musician, so I rely on reading notes a lot. Tell us a little bit about what goes through your mind as, because you don't know what's going to come out, right? It's a little bit of a grab bag of anything could happen. So do you try to organize it as you're playing, before you play? Tell us a little bit about that improvisation. What are the things that you try to help a young student who's never improvised before, how to do it?
Wow. Well, it's to try and answer that intelligently and succinctly, it's subjective. Yeah. So like this, my thought process here and now was unique to here and now. This was a little more daunting, for instance, than sitting down in a club and playing background music or something like that. So I had more of a trajectory. Like I know this is what I want to accomplish, but in terms of notes or specific melodies or harmonies, I didn't really have a pre-concept. It was more of a pre-concept of the overall picture, and then once I started playing, there was a trajectory of where I wanted to go with that.
Now, how much of it, I mean, you were mentioning the difference between playing in a club and playing in this gorgeous hall with beautiful acoustics. How much does the instrument itself and the space surrounding, how much does that influence how it comes out when you improvise?
It immensely influences. In fact, it governs what's going to come out for the most part.
Interesting. Wow. Yeah. I envy you. I wish I could improvise like that, but thank you so much for sharing your incredible creativity, Kirk. And is there any special projects coming up for you, or where can people find out more about your music?
I actually deactivated my Facebook about 6 months ago. The Reese Project on Windfall Records, this is my brother and sister-in-law and I, and sometimes even my son. That website will give our upcoming events and whatnot.
Oh, great. I'll be sure to post a link to that in our show notes below. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this, be sure to subscribe so that we can let you know whenever we have new episodes. For the Cunningham Piano Show, I'm Hugh Sung, with special thanks to Messiah College and Kirk Reese. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Hugh.
Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.